Alright, everybody, hello, and welcome to this tutorial. We're going to take this Kimahri character, and we're going to just isolate the face, and then UV map him, and you guys can look up tutorials on how to do that type of stuff, but we're not going to do that on this stream. Here's the same model, just with a subdivision modifier applied to it. See, subdivision and mirror, so that the sides are exactly the same. And I know that the ears are a little bit different. I was trying to get mesh to MetaHuman to work with the ears, but ears just don't work with it, but the rest of the face does. So we'll go ahead and export this and then import it into Unreal Engine 5. And go, where'd it go? Oh yeah. All right, in here I have the content drawer, content browser, and here's my model. Here's the, you do want to have the texture, like everything UV mapped, so that you can know where the eyebrows are supposed to be and stuff like that. So continuing on, what you do is you right click the content browser, MetaHuman, and then MetaHuman identity. We'll go ahead and name it MHI_Kim2, since I already have a Kimahri. I'm going to open it up. All right, so comes up completely blank, obviously, and then you want to grab your Kimahri, go and grab Kimahri 2 right there, and you have an A and a B. The B is going to be the solve, and it's way down here. Go ahead and just move into this, go to the natural pose, in order to have this so that you can bring up more frames. We're going to change this to 10, and then look around a little bit for our face. There it is. Change my mouse sensitivity as low as it goes, because this is a little bit annoying. Hopefully they can change this and add, change the sensitivity of the camera. All right, so you want to frame up your character right there, and then just add a frame. And right here, because the face is so different than just a normal human, you can't do the auto tracking. So we're just going to lock the camera. And then here, over on the right side, we have all of our different parts. So right here, all you really have to do is do lip, outer, upper. We're going to go ahead and select that, bring it on. Make sure it's selected so we can grab it, and whoop, Control Z. Yeah, grab it and move it up to the face there. Actually, I believe when I did this, I actually had all of the mouth on so that it would grab the mouth. All right. Not sure how much of the mouth you actually have to get. We can try just doing the upper. We'll just try doing the upper lip without anything else. You just have to have something for it to work with. Inner, upper. Yeah. We want both of those to be selected. Move it down a little bit so we can take it apart. Right there. All right. We'll just, in order to remove each of these each of these points, you can just, you don't have to be directly over top of it. You can actually be pretty far away from it, and then it'll get rid of a point. You can't get rid of the connecting points between different groups. So yeah, just get rid of anything extra so that we don't have as many points that we have to move in order to just get it set up on the face. So right here, we're just moving the corners of the mouth. This is just the upper. So put that there, and then there. And I would definitely suggest looking up what, well, you don't necessarily have to look up what each part of the mouth this is and what the philtrum is, because once you get around and mess around with this, you'll get an idea of what each thing is, because the mesh guides to what this is. Anyway, we'll go ahead and make each of these active. You have to make sure that each of these are active, otherwise when you do an identity solve, it will it'll move all of these. So we're going to save because this is a bit buggy still kind of beta. We're going to solve it. You can see it's solving up there at the top in the center of my screen. All right, so it's done something. Let's see what's done. Look at that. All we had to do was just one part of the face, and it's already doing something. All right. We're just gonna change this to like 60. Move on in here. By the way, you have to make sure that the frame, right here, what was changing up here in the top right, that's the field of view. Make sure that the field of view is 20 or lower. I put it at 10 for mine. And that makes it so that you don't have, so when you're doing all your framing, it's more correct. All right, so I even got up here, right there, the eyebrows, and I've seen tutorials where people are messing around with having to zoom out when they go to the frame. They have to zoom out like I did with this first one to go and grab these, but you don't have to do that every time. You can, all you have to do is do it once for everything, once for one part, and then everything else will guide to the mesh, and it'll all show up, and it'll be in roughly the correct spots. And then you can come in and you can move things around. You can be like, all right, well, I want to go ahead and have his eyebrow like go from here, take away some control points. Oh. Take away some control points, put this control point in, put that way up there, make his eyebrow ridiculous, like it is. And here we are. You don't have to have a bunch of control points. All that matters is the line. All right, and I'm not going to do anything to the right side. You can actually do something cool. You can have the natural pose overlay, and that'll have both when you switch to the B, and the right side is B, all the settings for B, and then the left side is settings for A. So we're not going to mess with the right side in this tutorial. We're just going to do one side so you can have a comparison. We're going to save everything. Save everything before you do the identity solve, because Unreal Engine can crash. So it's going to solve real quick. And There we go. Look at that. The eyebrow is ridiculously curved up there. Well, not really. Not ridiculously, but wait. Oh crap. There it was. I forgot to luckily it doesn't take too much time to do anything. First-hand experience. Make sure you put your set everything to active. So when it's green, it's good to go. All right, now we'll save. And it's all one time. Let's see what happens. One of the bug, well, it's not necessarily a bug. I think it's just something that they didn't work into it. But you have, in order to see the changes at times, you have to switch over to the other camera and then back over to your frame. But you can see that it went up along this pretty closely. So each of these, and you can play around with. There's a problem right now with the eyelids, and if you just do the inner eyelid and let the outer eyelid do its own thing, that usually solves that, it seems. And then we can go ahead and set this to active and get that correct real quick. We'll just get rid of a few points. There, and kind of there. Go with that. What I like to do is, each time you add a line, you can solve it, and then other things will move. Like we'll see these lines move. So we'll see that it did move a little bit there. And right here, natural, natural pose. So his inner eye moved a little bit. All right, we'll go ahead and do the eye real quick. We can't do the ears, so you see the ears. I'm just gonna zoom in over there and look at them. You can see that the ears are trying their best. They're doing weird stuff. And that's the best that it's really going to get, because once you add a curvature point guide to this and you point it in any bit, the ear completely collapses on itself, goes crazy. So all right, we'll go ahead and just go to the eye, get that nice and done up. So eye right. Actually gonna just do the eye crease, the eyelid lower and upper. Right. You don't want to move any of these. Find out which ones that's the upper. So if you ever don't know what a line is, you can just select the line. And sometimes the selecting the line gets really buggy and difficult. Just slide along the line till you find that it gets highlighted. That there. When you add a control point, it likes to select the whole line like that, make it yellow. Just click away from everything, and it'll go away. So right here, the eye is moved. It's going to move completely. Save everything. Solve it real quick. And you see nothing moved, but it updates once you move out and move over. So right there, everything looks nice. Here with this, because it's such a crazy different character, you do have to outline the eyeball. Whoop. Whereas also you have to make sure that you find out where it actually ends, because that point does matter. So put that there, put another one here, put a little more separation there, get rid of some of these points. That way it takes less time. And there it is. This inner part is just the crease, like the red part that's in your eye where you get the crusties. That's where this is. All right. Saved and click. Oh shoot. No, stop. Stop. I think I can actually hit Control Z. Or try that. No, you cannot. Oh, wait. Maybe you can't hit Control Z. No, you cannot. All right, well, we're gonna do it one more time. There. And I'm just gonna make it all green for right now before I even finish, so don't forget. Right, there. Wow, save all. There. Let's see how close that gets. And we'll turn off. It gets pretty close. Let me move this a little bit out and different stuff, but you get the idea. So move on to the mouth. See that it wants to put the lip way down here, but when you do this, the lip is actually it's gonna give him an actual lip, and he doesn't really. His lips are like a cat's, so they're inside. Well, at least it's going to look like they're inside. And here we can just make it so that he has no lips by just making this area so small that they're basically non-existent. We'll just get rid of that. There we go. And another time. Helps to just be looking at the model mesh that you're trying to do. Needs a little bit more detail right there. because it kind of curves up. And let's curve that up a little bit more, like that. All right, looks pretty good. Actually, make that basically kind of like fans out right there. And while we're at it, we're just going to go ahead and apply that, and we're going to apply the rest of the nose, and just move this in a little bit. The creator with this, the solver, really wants to make this have really big nostrils. Because the nose is just so big, it doesn't want to just make a really small nostril like what Kimahri does have. It is really cool that you don't actually have to like do all of the points, because it is using the mesh. Well, it's using the mesh, and then it's using your guides to help it along to get it more accurate. So save everything in case it crashes, and it'll solve around. After this, I believe that's pretty much it. And then, yeah, you can, oh, right here, this part, it wants to make a smiley face kind of thing, but he's always frowning, so you gotta curve it down like this. Otherwise, that part's just not gonna look right. Like so. Right. Save everything. And I'll get rid of the neutral pose and see that it was trying to do it, and do it completely. We're actually going to go over to the camera, and I will go down to here so that you can see what happens when it does solve. Save again. All right. When it solves, it does update immediately on this page. All right, so it did do it. You do have to adjust a little bit. The mouth is not doing the right thing right now for that. And it just takes a little bit of adjusting, moving things out. Maybe move this in, since it doesn't like having it way out there. So it's not gonna be perfect, but we're gonna get, it's pretty gosh darn close. All right. Cool. Now, once you're all done and you're happy, mesh to MetaHuman. You have to select a body. Sorry. I'm gonna select that body. Sure. Make him large and in charge, and then mesh to MetaHuman. And then bottom right, it's saying waiting for MetaHuman back end. So it's connecting to the servers and sending all your information to it. And while it's doing that, I'll hit F5 and get this to reconnect. It's still waiting for the back end anyway. All right, here we go. It doesn't usually take a couple minutes. It's usually like 30 seconds at most. Looks like he's wearing headphones. Or hat, or beanie. All right. And it's actually already gone in there. See? My kimahri, though, that I've done has worked out a lot better. I understand that he's not black or brown or orange. He's really showing up orange right here to me. But you can't do custom skin colors on here, and his eyes are wrong. That's as yellow as his eyes can get. And something really cool for Orin, the mesh actually has a closed eye, and it grabbed it. It actually closed its eye, and but it still animates. So if you just have to do it in post. You just have to do it in engine. We got Lulu and Yuna, and then Titus. These hairstyles are all as close as I can get on MetaHuman. I'll have to make my own hair in engine or in Blender. So yeah, that's been MetaHuman Creator or Meshed MetaHuman. Have a wonderful day.